impeccable. Mrs. Markham, who had once been as beautiful as Drusilla, moved gracefully, talked in a low, pleasant voice, and tried hard not to disturb her appearance with any evidence of animation whatsoever. Mr. Markham was slim and elegantly tailored, as if for a London saloon rather than a country drawing-room. "Sit down, Mira," said Mr. Markham. Mira sat down, wide-eyed, unused to any attention from her father. "As you know, Mira," said Mr. Markham, delicately taking a pinch of snuff, "we are to take Drusilla to London for her come-out. She is 19 and you are 18. We originally planned that should she be engaged after the next season, and we are confident that she will be, you should make your own come-out the following season." "To which I have strongly objected. Money on a season for Mira would be sadly wasted," said Mrs. Markham. "But," went on Mr. Markham, as if his wife had not spoken, "I have decided to bring you out together." "I agree with Mamma," said Mira roundly. "I would not take." "I must protest, Mr. Markham." His wife looked fondly at the beautiful Drusilla. "Mira is a hoyden. Besides, what gentleman is even going to look at her beside Drusilla? Does Mamma even realize how very cruel she is being?" thought Mira. Aloud she said, "It is very kind of you, Papa, but in truth I do not need a season, and I should dislike it above all things." "None the less you will go." Her father's voice was flat and final. Mrs. Markham began to protest again, but he picked up a newspaper and paid no heed to her complaints. Drusilla smiled at Mira maliciously. "It might be fun," she said. "We shall have such larks." Drusilla, after her initial surprise that her father should be so determined that Mira have a season, was beginning to relish the idea. Her own beauty and grace, set against Mira's undistinguished looks and clumsy manners, could only be enhanced by the contrast. But Mira had had one thing in her young life that Drusilla had coveted, and that was her friendship with Lord Charles de Vere. Although she knew that it had obviously amused the older Lord Charles to make a playmate of the boyish Mira, it had rankled that he seemed to find her, Drusilla, somewhat tiresome. But she knew she had grown in beauty, and was no longer the rather chubby little girl he had known. She had also just heard from her parents that he was returning on leave and would be at the season. A rather calculating look entered her eyes as she looked at Mira. It would serve Mira right if her precious Lord Charles barely noticed her. Drusilla did not know that she was jealous of her sister, jealous of Mira's popularity with the men on the hunting field and with the people of Darton, the nearby market town. She had not meant to tell Mira about Lord Charles's forthcoming visit to London in case it encouraged the girl to prettify herself in any way or to modify her hurly-burly manners. But Mrs. Markham said suddenly, "Lord Charles is coming home on leave." Mira's green eyes suddenly shone like emeralds. "He is coming home? How soon? Oh, how wonderful it will be to see him again." "He is going directly to London," said Mrs. Markham. "He will be at the season." Mira's face fell and then lit up. "But we can still have fun. He is like me. The fashionable life bores him. We can go and see the waxworks. We can—" Mrs. Markham's voice cut through her enthusiasm. "Lord Charles is coming to the season to find a wife." Mira looked at her, startled. In her innocence, she had never thought of Charles marrying. Then she rallied. Everything would be all right once she saw him again. But somehow, in the weeks that followed, Mira thought she would never see him again. The weather was bad. It rained incessantly, steady, drenching rain thudding on the roof of her family mansion and chuckling in the lead gutters. The nearby river Blin overflowed its banks, and Mira got a sound dressing down from her mother for going out to help the flood.